G'day guys, Coach Gaz here. I don't know if you can hear me. If someone's out there and you can hear me, let me know. I am not sure if my headphones have connected to the mic. I don't know if you can actually hear me or not. So if you happen to catch this broadcast, please give me a thumbs up and just let me know that this is going. If not, I'll just redo this at a later point, but welcome to your fortnightly AGA, Ask Gaz Anything. So today we've got some questions on the burn. We're talking magnesium again, it's come up again, which is fantastic. It's good to explore and peel back more depths of knowledge around certain things, because I try to address your questions as much as I can. I've been getting really good feedback about how we've been addressing this, so I'm glad you guys are enjoying the broadcast and you're getting a lot out of it. It's a good mix for you. We're talking how much exercise is too much, and we are also talking about education when it comes to personal trainers, which is also been a big part of my career. So that's what we're getting into. Now, the first question we're going to actually tackle in no particular order is powdered magnesium better than tablets? So if you look at a previous broadcast, you would have seen that I touched briefly on how our magnesium requirements differ for different genders and different age groups, and how beneficial that magnesium supplementation can actually be. Look, it's an essential dietary mineral. It's actually the second most prevalent electrolyte in the human body, and it tends to be really deficient in a lot of people. Now, it can affect your hunger when it's low. It can affect it can increase your blood pressure when it's low. It can reduce your glucose tolerance or affect your glucose tolerance, and it can cause a lot of additional stress to the body, including to the coronary when it is under supply. Also, when you're undersupplied in terms of magnesium, it can make things like sleep a lot trickier. So it's a really valuable supplement to have in. Now, powdered versus magnesium, powdered versus tablet. My general rule is that if you're going to invest in a supplement, and remember, the list of supplementation is large, but the list of proven supplementation that is clinically proven, double-blind studies, and really heavily researched is very, very small. And there's not a huge number on that particular list. Magnesium is one of those that does make the list because it is in chronic deficiency, but I do recommend that you mix up your sources, both from your natural food sources, the types of magnesium that you have for different reasons, and also the forms. So there's a thing about palatability, right? Palatability leads to consistency. If you're watching this and you can hear me, let me know, give me a thumbs up so I know that my mic's working. If not, let me know as well. So palatability. Now, some people just don't like consuming stuff in powdered form. Now, a lot of powdered form supplements, they add extra flavors to it to make it taste better, but sometimes it comes down to just the texture of it and how the people are actually consuming it. So if you prefer to take a tablet, take a tablet. If you prefer to take powdered, take powdered. But the thing about powdered versus tablets is that powdered is just a little bit easier to absorb. You don't have to break down the coating of the capsule in order to absorb it. Thank you for the thumbs up, letting me know you can actually hear me. You don't have to break down the outer capsule in order to absorb it, so it makes absorption of that magnesium just a little bit more effective. Now, there are different types of magnesium here, and I'm going to run through a few of them just to give you an idea of what you can be looking for and how it actually works. So one of the most popular types of magnesium is called magnesium citrate. All right, it's easily absorbed by your body, and that's one of the reasons it's one of the most popular, and it's mainly used to raise your magnesium levels, and if taken in the correct dosage, it can help treat constipation. Now, this is the thing with magnesium supplementation too. Be wary that if you're consuming quite a bit of it over the recommended amount, or over the generally recommended amount, it can actually promote bowel movements, and if you're not prepared for that, it can get a little messy. All right, so a little bit of magnesium can go a long way, but particularly a magnesium citrate, if you consume it, it can help you achieve that regularity if that's something that you're getting backed up on. Magnesium oxide is often used to relieve digestive complaints like heartburn and constipation as well. The body doesn't really absorb it well, and so it's not a good choice if your magnesium levels are low. So magnesium citrate you can absorb well, also helps a little bit with digestion and constipation, but magnesium oxide you don't absorb that well, and they usually use it for digestive issues. When you're looking at the supplement that you're about to take, you want to look at the ingredient list and have a look at what kind of magnesium it is. Magnesium chloride is easily absorbed orally, and you can again use it to treat heartburn, constipation, and it will actually be absorbed quite well, so it can help raise low magnesium levels. Magnesium chloride is also used topically, and often for our clients that are getting a neurally overexcited muscle, so they tend to compensate heavily in their system. A spray or an oil with magnesium chloride can actually help localize that muscle in terms of tone that muscle down and allow you to get a bit deeper into it with things like your tissue work, direct tissue work, stretches and whatnot. And even just in a movement pattern, if you have a muscle that you wouldn't normally think of that is driving or stabilizing that pattern, magnesium chloride applied topically can be a little extra edge in order to help you get the right muscles firing that you need to do. Remember, technique doesn't count for anything if your function, underlying foundation of function, is lacking. So those are some of the few ones that we look at in terms of magnesium. The last one that I would say is magnesium lactate. So I'll take you through the top four. It's gentler on your digestive system, and so it may be a better option for people who need magnesium, but they have quite a sensitive stomach. So that's magnesium lactate. So those are four different types of magnesium that you can kind of look at, and you'll generally see those around the mix. Have a look at my previous broadcast in terms of giving you some idea of what you need to look for in terms of magnesium supplementation, but also the foods that you can consume in order to boost your magnesium sources. And magnesium is kind of like filling your emotional tank up or your personal tank up, giving yourself some time for you. Don't do it one session a day. Give yourself repeated bouts during the day and you'll be a lot better off. Okay, running through this at the moment. Hi, could you suggest me the best place for Cert 3 and 4 in fitness, please? This was from Sunny. Thanks, Sunny, for asking that question. Look, I've been in the industry 16 years. I spent 5 years full-time in education and rose to the top of the pops on that. And the Cert 3 and 4 in fitness was something I was passionate in changing, and it led me down to the path of creating several diploma-level courses. Now, the base curriculum for any Cert 3-4 fitness provider is actually dictated by government regulations. So they all have to hit certain criteria in their package, in the training package, in order for you to actually get that certification. How they actually achieve that can be a bit of a mixed bag. TAFes are not necessarily better than private providers. The TAFes generally tend to take a bit longer. The curriculum can sometimes be more in depth, but it can also be quite slowly paced for some people. The private providers, sometimes it can be a bit haphazard how they implement it, absolutely, and they don't give you the knowledge that you really need. But having said that, any course you undertake, it is what you make of it. So even if the resources and the curriculum isn't crash hot, or the facilitation is crash hot, and I wish I could say that all of them were amazing, it does come down to you, the student, to actually drive your career forward. Because I know when I did my initial certification, I went out immediately, I sought the best mentors I could, I spent a shitload of money and reinvested it into myself every single year afterwards, and I surrounded myself with the absolute best that I could every single year in order to become the coach I am. When it comes down to choosing a training provider, here's some hot tips. One, decide on the format that you're going to do it. Online isn't my natural preference for someone to learn the trade of anything purely online, because we're a person-to-person business. We work with people even if we're online, and I feel like you need some time on the tools in a physical space in order to really solidify that. But if you're doing an online course, put it on yourself to not just do the 20-30 hours practical placement. All right, actually drive yourself to do more than what's required, because the more time that you spend in a facility or a business that's actually interested in developing you, the better off you'll be. Like, we're going to be starting to accept placement students soon, and the curriculum is being built so that when they come in, they get a good experience of what it's like to work in a company like ours, and it's a nice high-level boutique experience. The second thing is would say is, don't just talk to the course advisors, talk to the coaches, right? When you go in for your initial meeting, ask for a sample of the curriculum, ask for a sample of the resources. Don't just go for the sales pitch, look at it all, ask to meet one of the coaches and have a chat to them without anyone else there, and see what you can do with that. Don't just talk to the sales people, talk to the people that will actually be facilitating the course. Have a look at the resources. If you're attending a physical campus, have a look at the physical facilities. Is it what you need, and is it what you have in mind for your fitness career? That may change over time, but you want to see the spaces that you'll be working out of are up to scratch. Have a look at the reviews online. Have a look at how current they are, what the students are saying, and have a look at the reputation. Don't just go to their website, go to the Google reviews, do a little bit of, I know it's not really research, but just do a little bit of due diligence in terms of searching around and seeing what that provider is. And then basically get 4 or 5, shorten that list down to a hot list of things that meet your criteria. Is it online or blended? Is there mentors? What are the coaches like? What's the curriculum like? What's the time frame like? What certifications do I get out of it? Weigh them all up, have a look at the cost and see what it is for your investment. Don't just go for the cheapest provider because they're the cheapest and they'll give you the certificate, because you could walk out with nothing, right? And don't just go for the most expensive because they're the most expensive, because it doesn't necessarily mean that they're the best. But really weigh it up, and then you'll be better informed in terms of your education. Really, really passionate about education. Like I said, I spent a lot of time, a lot of years trying to push a higher level of qualification through. And I had some success in that and some very, very big challenges with that, but it's something that I'm passionate about. So thank you for asking the question, Sonny. If you need any more help, just reach out and I'll address that question in this, because I know I've got a lot of fitness professionals in this group, and I've got a lot of fitness professionals that kind of follow me around, so to speak. Now, Karen, I love this question. How do you balance between enough and too much exercise? Do you just use your level of tiredness to establish how much is enough or too much? Now, this is a really interesting question, and it's funny because we deal with business owners and ambitious professionals, and a lot of people come into us with a big work ethic, like a workaholic, right? And when they approach their fitness, because they've struggled with it for so long, or because they're trying to make a big transformative change, they just get caught up in this. And honestly, Karen, it's fucking bullshit. All right, more. It's a trap that we fall into. Oh, I need to do 1 session a day. I need to do 7 hard sessions a week. I need to do a morning and an afternoon session. I need to do a morning and afternoon session plus go for a walk, plus do this, plus do that. And I tell you what, it puts an expectation on people trying to live their lives and raise their fitness that is off the mark. And this is the reason why. If your quantity is up, but your quality is down, all you're doing, or most of your effort and most of your energy is going into an activity that is reinforcing dysfunctional patterns or dysfunctional habits or dysfunctional relationships with exercise. Like, think about it, right? And this goes the same for a lot of other things, for my business clients, for nutrition, for emotional health, mental health. Just throwing more and more stuff at it does not fix a problem, all right? When you're going to fix any other issue in life, just throwing more and more resources at it without any discernment or without any informed opinion or advice, it doesn't fix it. You may get a little bit of improvement because, you know, you throw enough paint at the wall, some of it's got to stick, but it's not targeted at all. It's not direct. And then when people go to change their lives through movement, they get sucked into this thing of like, you know, oh, I can attend unlimited classes a week. I can access the gym 24/7. Well, maybe you shouldn't be accessing the gym 24/7. Maybe you shouldn't be attending unlimited classes a week. Like, fitness is a big part of my life, but it doesn't rule my life. And I can achieve a lot better results by being very intelligent and selective about what I attend and participate in, rather than falling into that trap of quantity. So how do you balance between enough and too much exercise? So if you're coming out of your sessions and you get that momentary high and then you're tired, right? And you're fatigued, you can barely keep your eyes awake, that's a sign. If your stress levels continue to rise and you find yourself stuck in this top gear all the time and you're running around like a mad hatter and a good portion of your schedule is set aside to like these 45-minute or 1-hour workouts, it's too much. If you're going back to back with sessions on a regular basis, it's too much. If your clarity of thought is impaired and you can barely like string two thoughts together or two words together, it's too much. If you're getting overuse injuries, it's too much of the wrong thing, right? It's too much of the wrong thing. So don't accept that, oh, you know, I'm active, so my shoulder's gonna hurt, my knees are gonna hurt. I reached a certain age and, you know, I'm just gonna put up with these aches and pains and they're gonna suck it up. No, that's bullshit, right? You need to actually do the things that will help your body move better and build a better relationship with your movement and with your fitness. And this is something that, you know, I've seen time and time again. See, I come from, when I first started in fitness, we ran on a boot camp model. And I love the boot camp model, getting people out, you know, getting them to do high reps of stuff, test their mental will. There's some really good components of it. But the failing is that it's impossible to prescribe a custom solution for people in a group model. It's impossible to do it. When you've got 20 to 30 people in a class, it's impossible to do it in that session without additional resources. And so you're giving people a lot of quantity, but you're not giving them the quality of what's effective for them at that particular time, at that moment. Exercise is a stressor. It's a load on your life, right? It can be a very positive load, but like anything, too much of the wrong thing can end up being damaging. So what you want it to be is you want it to be the right type, the right amount at the right time in order to give you the maximum positive benefit. And once you stray off that, you start to fall into that trap of just doing it for the sake of doing it. And it doesn't help you at all. If anything, it upsets the apple cart and undermines your foundations. So hopefully that's helpful, Karen. Keep an eye out for those warning signs and be mindful that as your life outside the gym or outside your exercise program changes, your fitness regime is going to change, right? I got another kid on the way. My fitness training has got to change again. I've got more stuff happening in business. My lifestyle's got to change again. If I've got a busy social schedule, I've got to adjust my fitness schedule to suit, because if I'm getting less sleep, less quality of sleep, I'm on the go more, right? And I try and keep up the same level of training, I won't be as engaged when I'm social. I'll be more withdrawn. I'll be grumpier with people that I'm with. I won't be as present. I won't be able to train as well, even though I'm dialing in all my sessions. And really, I'm punishing myself for not maintaining that quality when I forgot that I put 5 more things onto my plate for that week. So hopefully that's helpful, Karen. Hopefully that gives you some guidance. I love that question. I really, really do, because there's a lot of people out there wanting to do the right thing and really change their life and make good change. And they find that, you know, as much as they attack it, they're not getting the results that they need. In fact, they're getting a lot more pain than they need because they're doing far too much of the wrong thing at the wrong time and the wrong type. That is my questions for this week. We're knocking them up fast and furious. 3 good questions. Please submit your questions into the fitness group. Use the hashtag AGA. If you have any further questions on this, comments, feedback, I'd love to hear it. Yeah, please keep asking those questions. I will do my best to answer them. And if there's anything you'd like to see come up in this fitness group to help you better, please let me know, because we're on the grow, we're on the evolve, and I want to make sure that valuable things like this and more valuable assistance comes to you guys, so I can help you as much as possible. This is Coach Gaz out, and I will see you next time on Ask Gaz Anything. Bye-bye.